Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator here in Stufenbach this time. We are just going into here. I've got the Krone. I went and actually made sure that I've got it. And we're going to buy this one. I was umming and ahhing about this one. But yes, we will actually buy it. There we go. And we can get started on our mowing, and there it is. I absolutely love this machine. I really do. It is absolutely awesome. So let's skip up in here a minute and see what our options are. Unfold, disable windrow. So we can disable the windrow. I'm going to try that later. There was some issues with it previously, but I think they have now fixed it. So we shouldn't have any problems with it. But to start with, I'd like the windrow enabled. And we're going to use the windrow on the first little bit up here. So my question for this week is the same as the question for last week, as most of you by now already know. What map do we do for our next 4 weeks? And of course, we are now having the option to stay on the map that we're currently working on. So do you want to stay here in Stufenbach? Do you want to move on to the Horsch Aggravation map? Do you want to move to the Welker Farms map? Do you want to go to Valley the Old Farm? Or do you want to do Lone Oak Farm? It is your vote. It's your game. Head into the comment section down below. Let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right-hand corner. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with how to vote on a poll on YouTube, you go to the top right-hand corner of the screen and just tap or click, and you should get a little white circle come up, and it should also say click here to vote. Tap on that one, interact with it, and then you'll be able to cast your vote. And that is where the votes count. So by all means, get into the comment section. Let's just start this one up a minute. And yes, the windrow is currently enabled. And yes, we do have a little bit of a windrow left from where we tried out that two-wheel tractor, but I don't think it's going to seriously impact us, so we're going to leave that one there. And we're going to cut this field, even though it's only got a partial growth stage, and then we're also going to drop in and cut that field in there as well. And then when we've done that, we will go and actually we'll gather this up and we'll feed fresh grass to the cows, and then we'll see about cutting some more grass, because I'd like to do some silage bales. I was going to be doing some whole crop silage. I'd like to do a few silage bales. Mostly, we might do some silage bales from here. But yeah, I'd also like to do some hay. I'd like to make a load of hay, bring that up so that we can do mixed feed for the cows up here. And that's very important to me, being able to do this mixed feed. I think it would be quite a handy little thing. So yes, if you're unfamiliar with the whole voting procedure, what we do, go into the comment section and tell us what you want. And then the idea is, don't just state the map, right? Don't just state the map. The idea with the comments is to try to get other people to vote for the same one as you. So put it, give us reasons. Give people reasons as to why they should vote for that one, rather than voting for the one that they, currently considering voting for. And I have seen comments in the comment section swinging the vote by quite a considerable margin. People have read those comments and it's been acted on. I have seen this happen a few times with votes. We've been running votes for quite a long time now, since before FS17. I started doing this whole voting thing back in FS15, and I have seen it make a significant impact sometimes when people are rather eloquent with their reasons for not voting one way or another, and it makes a difference. So if you really, really want to vote for something, if you really want the vote to come out that way, then try to get the others to vote the same way as you. It really does work. I have seen it myself. But anyway, that is not our main reason for being here. Our main reason for being here is to play this game. We've got a release date, by the sound of it, for FS19. It's looking like it's the 20th of November. Quite a bit later than the last one. Well, actually, I think it's quite a bit later than the last two. If I remember correctly, FS15 came out in October, and this one came out in October as well. So being at the end of November is quite a bit later than what we've previously had. I'm thinking, though, it's going to be worth it. Looking at the screenshots, hearing what we've heard so far about the game, I'm thinking it is almost definitely going to be worth the wait. It looks absolutely spectacular. I am so looking forward to FS19. I really am. It is going to be absolutely wonderful to get my grubby little paws on a copy of that game. Yeah, I just can't wait. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have so much fun with it. And I really have no idea where we're going to start. I will probably do to start with, I was actually thinking I'll probably do, probably, there's no probably about it. I will be doing extra episodes when we first start. Last time I did 2 episodes a day. I did 1 episode on each of the 2 maps per day for the first week. And I don't know if I'll go quite that far. I don't know if I'll be doing quite that much. But I will be doing extra episodes. At the moment, I don't know how many we'll be doing. It's a case of wait and see, I think. Now, let's come into here. And let's not cut the neighbour's crop. But we do want to cut this field. And this one's got quite a bit more grass than the first one, because this one's got like a full growth on it. So we'll come up round here, and this is also a lot more of a squeeze in round here. We've got a lot less space for turning round and things like that. We've got a lot less space for doing just about anything here. And this was a bought field. This is actually a numbered field. This little strip down the side. So even though there's not a lot here, it's still actually classed as a separate field. I mean, we could go and buy the field of potatoes right there and extend this one out, but I really don't think it's worth it, because across the road over there, we've got some very big fields, so we don't need to worry about it too much. The only question is, how far away have we got to be from the field of potatoes in order to get this to mow properly? And it looks like the boundary is in our favour, so I suspect that if we had the field of potatoes... Oh, actually, no, we started with this map, this field, didn't we? Yeah, I can't remember now. I don't know if we started with this field or if I went and bought it. Genuinely not sure at the moment. But it does look like the boundary... If I didn't actually go and buy this field, it looks like the boundary there would be against this field. So if you just had the field of potatoes down there, you'd be spending quite a bit more. You'd be getting this flag for don't own this field quite a lot, like I am right now. You don't own this field, and I'm out quite a way on that as well. That's alright. It's only a little bit. We don't mind a little bit. Bring that back there like that. And we'll go out from this direction, and then we should be fine. So we can just do this. We've got one more pass through here, and it'll be once down to the bottom of the field, and then that's really going to be about it. There's not really a lot else to cut in this field. We've got one little tiny bit up here, and then we're going to go and get a forage wagon so that we can gather up some fresh grass. And once we have gathered up a little bit of fresh grass, we will feed... Well, we'll feed these cows, and I'm also going to put some... Actually, I don't think I will. I'm not going to take it from here over to the beef cows. And at the moment, obviously, I don't know how to get those beef cows to do anything. I'm overlooking something, whether I've got to fill them all up or if we've got to wait for a certain time of the year for them to produce new beef animals. I'm not really sure at the moment, so we're not going to worry about them this week. So I won't worry about fresh grass for them either this week. And we do have a small field over near them that we can use for fresh grass, and we can go back over there at the beginning of next week once I've sort of established what's going on with them, and we can see about feeding them a bit. So in the meantime, though, we won't worry about it. We'll just spin around here, lower that one down, take out our last strip here. So we'll feed some fresh grass from here to the cows that we've got in our fields. And then once we've done that, the remainder of it here, I'm going to bale it up. I'm going to turn this into silage, I think. Now, we've got the don't own the field. What I'm going to do is I'm going to back this one down here. Like that. I'm going to lower it down. I'm going to come out like that. And then I'm going to do the same again. Going to move it over a bit so that we can try and get as much of this as possible. There we go. Lower that down. And out we go again. Right, that's got most of it. It's got all of it, I should think. And I can fold that one up. So, we've used the crone. We've done a little bit of mowing with this one. I've always really liked this mower. I think this mower is an absolutely fantastic machine. Really awesome. And we'll use this one as well in the huge great big field down the bottom. Wonder, what's it like in cab? Okay, this one is truly awful in cab. I really don't like it, because you can't see anything. So we'll just bring it in like that. Quite a rough track, this one. You'd want to go quite slowly if you were bouncing along this track. Thing is, though, when you're using the big machines like this and you're actually out driving around, you're mowing the fields. So you generally, you'd be driving along the fields anyway. You wouldn't worry about having to stick to the lanes and things like that. Just wondering where we'll run down alongside this one. We do have to go into the lane in here. So we'll run up through there. We've got our Claas Xerion tractor, not the saddle track one. Is it saddle? I think it's saddle track. Not that one. I'm not referring to that one. The other one. We'll use the other one, and we'll use that one for hitching onto a forage wagon. And I'm actually... I mean, I didn't really want to do it. I was sort of... Well, I'm torn. The one that we used in... what's it called? The Under the Hill. The one that we used in Under the Hill. I didn't really want to use that one, but I'm actually thinking, well, actually, yeah, I do want to use that one because it's a very, very cool one. I want to be able to get to those weights, don't I? So let's bring this one down here and park this one down in front of these buildings, so it's a bit more out of the way. And then I can go and get that other tractor. Bring that one back into there. There we go. Right. Stop you there, and then we can go running back up through this way, jump over the hedge, grab that one, we'll put a weight on the front, and then we can go and get ourselves a forage wagon. We'll have a look at the other forage wagons and see if there's something a bit better there for us, but I suspect that we will in fact go for the Lely Tygo. I don't know, there's something very, very pleasing about it, and I really like the actual machine, so my only reason for not using it is because I just recently used it. And that is literally the only reason that I have for not using it now, is because I used it only a couple of weeks ago, and, you know, I figured you'd probably prefer a bit of variation. See if we've got other options here. I don't think there is a huge amount to choose from. Not for the bigger ones. I mean, that one there is quite a small trailer, really. I mean, a small trailer probably wouldn't hurt. That one's 42,000, that one's 50,000. That is a very, very big trailer. That one there is 36,000, so it's slightly smaller than that one. And then we've got a Fendt one over here, 72,000 in cost. That's 112. The Fendt one is 36,000. We've got an older Krone. I've got another Lely Tygo over here. This is 52,000 litre capacity. That's even bigger than the Strautmann over here at 50,000. So that one there is the ultimate Lely Tygo. I'm actually seriously considering using that one now, but it's 134,000. Then we got a little tiny SIP Senator over there on the side. I think we're going to use the Fendt one. I think that's the one we're going to go for today. We're going to go for Fendt. So let me get that one there. And design with dosing unit and without dosing unit. Is there something that I've got to buy to go with the dosing unit? That would be... Surely that would be under pallets. Have we got anything of us? Molasses and that, those are for the straw add-on, their add-on straw harvest, and there is a link to that one in the comment section down below, or there should be anyway. But there's no dosing on here, so what's the dosing unit? I don't know where that comes from. Maybe there's a piece missing, something like that. Anyway, we'll get it with the dosing unit, and we'll see what that is. And then we've got... Okay, let's go with the option wheels as well. Here we go. Okay. Now, is there something else that's come? Maybe it's under miscellaneous. Is this dosing unit? I can't figure out what that's for at the moment. No idea. Okay. Right. I'm looking around it. Don't see much difference. We'll see. Let's get this one on the road. Let's go and actually try it out. Oops. I don't want to turn that one off. I want to leave that one switched on. And then we can... I love the four-wheel steer on these tractors. I absolutely love the four-wheel steer on these tractors. I can imagine that driving these tractors, that would be such a hugely beneficial thing, having that extra turning ability. So let's see. What does it say about the dosing unit? I've got a thing there. Oh no, it's the right mouse button. Right, that's hitch adjustment. So I can alter the hitch there to suit the tractor. You basically, I would guess, because I've never actually driven a machine that has got an adjustable hitch like this. So my guess is that you would do this in the yard on the level, somewhere on the level, and you would set that so that the trailer is running roughly level with the tractor. So it depends where the hitch is on the tractor and the height of the tractor and so on, and then you'd kind of leave it. Right, so we've got unload here, helper settings, all-wheel steering, detach, turn on, forage wagon, enable IC. Well, where's the other bit? There's no other bit. What about if I turn on, lower? I'm guessing the dosing unit is maybe just like an additional visual on it rather than anything else, because there doesn't seem to be anything else on there. I don't want to be going out the other way. I want to go out this way, and then we can just run up to the field just from the bottom down here. There we go. Down. It is a little bit of a tight squeeze coming up here. You'd want to remove some of these trees, I think, if you were to start using this one a little bit more frequently. And we can bring that one in there. Start up. And first up, we're taking the little run that we did with that push-along tractor, the two-wheel job. And it's very cool being able to turn sharp with the Claas Xerion. Now this is going to be it's made a bit of a mess here. It's left bits of grass everywhere. We probably shouldn't have run around quite so much with that machine when we were in here, but I mean it's all right. We'll probably be okay. Coming across the row there, and now we can start running up through the row like this. And I'm sort of, it's the two-wheel steer, the four-wheel steer, sorry, is slightly different because it puts the back of the tractor round slightly as well. It pulls the back of the tractor round. You don't have to let the front of your tractor go out quite so far on the row before you start turning. It does actually make a difference. I find, see, I'm steering out too far. So it would take a little while to get used to this. You're more sort of staying in line. It's like the inline abilities on, I mean, this one does it a bit, but like the rakes. The rakes follow your wheels rather than you having to swing out round. And it does actually take a little while to get used to using those. And these tractors have similar properties. Because the back wheels are swinging out round, I'm missing bits on the inside corner. And normally it's completely the opposite. Normally I'm missing bits on the outside corner, but not today. So I'm actually really liking this, and I guess I have got to get used to it. But at the same time, it is very, very cool. And we can bring that one round. Let's try and keep that lined up. We are almost full. How much does it... Oh, this is 36,000 this one takes, isn't it? So I reckon just a little bit along there. And we've got our absolutely wonderful... I think this forage wagon is perfect size for this farm as well. It seems to fit really well. There we go, exactly 36,000. So we can bring that one round. Have to spin round this way. And this is the field with the poorer amount of crop in it as well. Now, what would be the best way to get back? We can go over there, and that's going to run us down onto the road and then back up again. We can go over this way, and we can go straight into the cattle field from this side. Can't we? Yes, we can. There's a gate right there that we can go into the cattle field. But I still think it would be better not going in here. I think it would be better going down into the yard. So we'll go down into the yard for this one. Unload this grass. If this doesn't... I'm assuming that 36,000 litres for... I think we've got 75 cows, haven't we? If it'll fill the cattle trough right up. So we'll bring the rest back out and we'll dump that back into the field. You know what? I'm going to move that tractor because that one's going to be right in our way right there. And then we need to go and get a baler, and we need to do a little bit of bale. We'll bale up the rest into grass bales, and then we've got to wrap them. And yes, you know exactly which wrapper I'll be using. It's only just come out, and, well, some of you know which wrapper I'll be using. Some of you probably a little bit confused and confuddled right now, but you'll see. You will soon see, don't worry. It is absolutely awesome. It's a brand new square bale wrapper that has just been released, and it's on ModHub as well. Which really surprised me, because I didn't think the Giants were going to allow any square bale wrappers onto ModHub. But apparently they have now changed their mind. It looks like, because the Kuhn DLC has got a square bale wrapper, and the general consensus of opinion was they weren't going to allow other square bale wrappers onto ModHub because the Kuhn DLC has got one, and, you know, if you've got a free one, why are you going to buy the Kuhn DLC? Because, quite frankly, that is the main reason for going to buy it. So let's bring that back to there. Unload. And how much can we squeeze into here? I'm going to just press escape a minute, and I'm going to run through here. There we go. I tell you what, we're going to get most of our 36k in here. 28,380. We're full of water, and we're now full of this. The health is at 2%, but that will soon change. Cleanliness looks like it's just out here. So we need to get some straw in for the cows. That actually is going to be our very next task, is getting the straw in for the cows. And then once we've done that, then we can go and do some other stuff. Now, the one thing that I don't like about this game is what we can't do is I can't go and mow the whole crop. And I have seen it done in real life. The whole crop has just been like swathed onto the ground with a swather, or even just mown with a mower and then picked up with one of these. I have actually seen that being done, and I'd like to be able to do that in this game. I think that would be absolutely brilliant if we could do that in this game, because, you know, you can lay it out on the ground, and then we could take it back with just this one. We wouldn't have to worry about trying to blow it in with anything else, and we could mow all of this field here with a swather, lay it down flat on the ground, and then pick it up with this machine right here and stick it straight into the silage clamp. It would be really easy, really straightforward. There wouldn't be any like hitches or any complications or anything with that. It would just be a very straightforward, simple task to go and do. But apparently we can't do that. That is not an option for us. So we're just going to have to put up with it and try and find something else. Next, we need to get this straw. So I need to... Where did I leave that trailer? There is a straw... I got that four-wheel trailer. And I'm going to need that one with some straw bales on it in order to be able to do this. I am wondering if I will be able... I'm going to put that one right back into that corner. We may not actually need this trailer again, unless we do grass silage, and we just combine those two fields over there, and then we do some grass silage. No, we won't do that this time. We'll do the whole crop silage, because I said we'll do the whole crop silage. We're going to get back over to the beef... Do I want to do that? I could do it. We've got one or two ways we can do this. We can go over to the beef unit, we can get that trailer, we can bring it over, we can get a few bales. I could actually bring the trailer over with the load all. I could hitch it onto the back of the load all and get a few bales from here and then bring it over to the yard, or I could do it this way, which is going to be a whole lot quicker and easier, and just generally speed things up a little bit. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to speed things up a little bit today. We're going to go into, if I can find it, baling technology. That's the one that I want. And then we're going to go through to my three trailers over here. We've got all sorts. There is the wrapper, the McHale wrapper. That's the one that we're going to be using. No, I want that trailer right there, the semi-mounted one. Select, and we're just going to go for a standard one. I'm going to buy that one for 9,000. So we've now got two trailers. And we'll come out of here. Balers. Now, I was seriously considering using the one here from the Straw Harvest add-on, but it is 320,000 euros, and we're running out of money, so I don't really want to do that. So what I'm going to do instead, we could go for just a standard baler, which is that one there, but I actually really like the colouring on the other one over here. Now, I was told that the colouring for these, this is New Holland in the US, and the other ones is my more familiar New Holland here in the UK, the yellow on the sides. But apparently the red here is the colouring for the US. But I actually really like that one. That one does look quite good. So I'm thinking it would probably bale with that one right there. We'll worry about that in a minute though. I want to go into here. I want to go to pallets, and I want to scroll up through there. And I want hay. No, I don't want hay bales. I want straw. I'm going to go for square. Buy. Yep. Just like that. Okay, back out. I'm only going to get 8 bales because I need to get a little bit of straw in, and our straw isn't ready yet. So if I get these 8 bales, that's enough to keep the cows happy just for a bit. Give them some bedding. And then we've got grass in for them already. The only thing is this... Oh, actually, We want to put hay or... we're about to go and make hay. That's the next thing we're doing today. So the grass is some food for them to keep them busy for a second. I turn that one off, and then I will unload onto that trailer, and I'll put the straps down like that. Yeah, we're making hay today as well, and so we'll be able to use some of that to feed the cows. We're also going to do the silage, but with seasons, once you wrap the bale of silage, it doesn't immediately turn to silage. You've got to wait a third of a season, so you do actually have to wait a little bit of time before it becomes silage, like real life. And it's a wonderful little touch. It really is. I do like it, but sometimes if you're desperate for food for your animals, it can be a little bit frustrating. But that's kind of like real life. You just got to plan things a little better. That's all you've got to do, is you've got to plan things a little better. So let's bring that in there, and this trailer is going to be wonderfully easy to reverse, and I reckon we can reverse straight in down there. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we'll see. So we'll bring this one over to here, like that, and then we should, in theory, be able to just back that one in there. And I'm getting better at backing the trailers with the turntables on them, but I seriously doubt that I would be able to back it in here in any kind of timely fashion. Yeah, I reckon I could do it eventually, but I reckon it might take a while. So let me just take those straps off there a minute, and now this is the tricky bit. It's getting it to stay straight in here. It's working at the moment. Of course, the next big question is, where is the unload point for the straw? Is it here, or do I need to put it onto the other side? Doesn't look like there's anything here. Nope. Tricky. Okay. Very, very tricky. We're going to have to go out, and we're going to have to go in through the other gate. Yep, there's nothing here. Okay, we got to back it in through that gate over there, and I reckon it's in that side, because I reckon that we can't just unload here either and have that work. I mean, I could try it. Let me try it. Let me see if this will actually work. So I load it onto the trailer here, and then stop the loading, and then I press B to select the side to unload, like that, and we'll bring it in a little bit tighter if we can. There, like that. That's probably tight enough. And then I press Y to unload, and that didn't work. It didn't unload at all. It didn't do anything. Right, can I load it again? Yes, I can. Okay, that's good. Right, well, we got them back on here. I'm going to unload them again on here. No, I haven't. There. Now I've unloaded them. There we go. Right. So we'll come back out of this shed, and next up is we're going to try and get them into that shed, and I'm thinking this time we're going to try and turn round. So if I go to here a minute. Nope. Go to here a minute. It's the thing. It seems to be the same box on it. Because if I go over there and I close that... Oh, no. Yeah, if I click over here, it opens that gate as well. But I reckon that we need to drive in through... It might be that this one doesn't have a trigger for bales, and we've actually got to use the blower. I'm kind of hoping that's not the case, because it takes quite a bit longer to do it when you have to use the blower on it. But, I mean, it might be. It's going to be a bit of a nuisance if that's the case. Let's back that down there. We want to get... you only want a little bit of straw in here. Just a few bales. That's all we really need. And then everybody's going to be happy. The cows will be happy. Frith will be happy. And you, the viewers, will be happy as well. Because we'll know that the cows are comfortable. And that they've got all of their needs catered for. Right. I'm going to take these straps... Oh. There. Straps off. Right. And now we drive up through this one. We don't have an unload point for bales. Tricky. Right. Well, if that's the case, it looks like we are going to have... there's the trigger. We found the trigger. The trigger is right there where those two bales are. Or somewhere thereabouts. I'm actually going to... I'm going to take these 4 bales that I've got left out of here. Like that. I'm going to drive up round here. I'm going to see if I can drive back in around, I'm going to leave those 2 bales in there, and I'm hoping that when the straw level drops a bit, those 2 bales will be useful. Now, I have put bedding in for cows many times, and frequently you will find that you don't actually need to spread the bales around at all. You just dump them in whole like that, and the cows are very good at spreading the straw around themselves. They get very enthusiastic about it. They really do like doing it. So I'm not in the least bit concerned about that, and it is quite realistic to dump in whole bales. And so we'll leave them there just like that, and we will do no more to them. So I'm going to bring this one down here, and I'm going to back it into that shed so that these straw bales are under cover, just in case. Well, we're not actually scheduled for any rain, but we'll do that anyway. Bring them back round there. And then we need to go and get a baler so that we can bale up the last of the grass. So let's bring that in there. And right, job done. Next up, we want a baler. And we will take our baler up to the fields up here. Now, I realise it would be a little bit unusual here in Germany to have a New Holland baler with the US colouring on it. But AGCO, as they are our sponsors, and New Holland is part of AGCO, isn't it? I think. Is it? You know, I'm not sure at the moment. I'm not sure if it is. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm currently confused. But anyway, we've been provided with this one a little bit cheaper than normal because it happened to be available. That's all we need to worry about, is that it happened to be available, and we got a good deal on it rather than the normal, more expensive price. So let's just gather up some of that grass right there that we dumped out into the field. And we're just going to keep spinning round in circles until we've gathered all of this little bit up here. And we'll also tidy up this little bit of field down here as well. There we go. Should just be 1 pass left now for that bit. There's a little bit of grass. Right, I'm going to try and tidy up every single little bit. I used to do this when I was baling as well. It used to really frustrate me seeing little patches of straw left in the field. And so I'd go and gather all of them. And some people would appreciate it, and others would think that I was absolutely wasting time and get really annoyed with me for doing it. But I'd do it anyway. Let's bring that down through there. Because, I mean, very often, with straw, it's quite useful to the farmer afterwards because you haven't got clumps of straw left behind, and the clumps of straw left behind can be quite annoying because they sort of clog up the machines a little bit if you're going over. It depends what you're doing to prepare the ground next. If you're doing a zero-till operation, there is a very good chance that clumps of straw left in the field could cause some fairly serious issues for you because it sort of blocks things up a little bit. If you're ploughing, again, it can cause a few problems. If it's grass or hay or something like that, yes, it can be a little bit wasteful to leave the odd clump lying around, but generally, most farmers will stick their animals out in a field after they've cut it. I don't actually know any farmers that don't do that. Once the field has been cut and or gathered up, whether it's silage or hay or whatever, it doesn't really matter. They will then turn their animals, the sheep, the cows, whatever they've got, they'll turn them out into the field afterwards, and the animals will then go around and they will eat all those little clumps, the little bits of hay and the little bits of cut grass that's just left, and maybe you eat down the little bits in the corners as well. They'll go and tidy it all up, and they do a fantastic job of tidying the field up afterwards, they really do. So usually you don't have to worry about it too much if you're doing anything with grass, but if you are doing straw, it can sometimes be a problem. It does depend entirely on what they're going to be doing with the field afterwards, though. Just bring that one in and around there. So we've now tidied up. Oh no, there's another little bit that we left behind down there. No, there isn't a bit there, but there is a piece over in this corner. And another piece over there. I did a terrible job the first time round. I wasn't used to the tractor. And I did point out that I wasn't used to the tractor when I was actually doing it, so yeah, in my defense, I warned you that I was useless before I even started, and so you can't complain about that. There's no complaints about how useless I am with my driving, because I warned you. And I've never driven a four-wheel steer tractor to do any operations with. The only machine that I've driven that is four-wheel steer is a Lodal, and I have done a huge amount of work with Lodal. That's a telescopic handler, for those of you who don't know. Same name. Same machine, different name. Not the other way around. Same name, different machine. No, it's same machine, different name. Telescopic handler or Lodal. I don't know if Lodal is like an English thing or if it's I genuinely don't know. Is Lodal an English name or is it a universal name? Comment section. What do you call Lodals where you're from? Because I know that there's people from all over the world that watch this series. Tell me what country you're from and what do you call them? I know some people will call them loaders, some people will call them Lodals, some people call them telescopic handlers or telehandlers. There's various different names for them, and telescopic handler I think is kind of the universal term for them, but I thought that Lodal was also a fairly universal term. In fact, I'm fairly sure that some of them are actually called Lodals and they've got it printed on the side of the machine, although I could be wrong on that. Maybe that's just like one make and model that's called a Lodal or something like that. I'm not sure, but I've always referred to them as Lodals. Yeah, I'd be very interested in finding out from people if that's something that is just unique to me and my area of the world, so here in the UK, or if it's something that's known, if it's something that's used elsewhere as well. Now, we've got the thicker crop of grass in this field. It's the two lots of growth rather than just one, and I can already see that the bales are coming out of the baler quite a bit faster than they were in the last one. Now we're going to miss a bit here. It's quite wide, and also I've swung out too much. Yeah, we'll come back and tidy that up in a minute. But we're running out of time for today's episode, so we will carry on with this little bit tomorrow, and then we'll go and get that McHale wrapper, and we'll wrap these bales, and then we can get them off the field and into the shed. And actually we don't need to put them in the shed. We can stack them up outside somewhere. We'll just use the auto load trailer. We won't worry about bale squeezes or anything fancy like that, because we want to get a move on and go and do some of the other tasks as well. Now, if I follow, it does work absolutely. As long as I keep the front wheels going around the grass, it does seem to work pretty good. And with a really sharp corner like that, it's not brilliant because of the way that the mowers do miss little bits and they spread it out a bit. But overall, it seems pretty good. So I just got to make sure the front wheels stay either side of the swath, and then everything stays round by the swath. Tell you what, you get used to driving this tractor and then you go back to one that's just got the ordinary front wheel steering. It's going to end up being difficult for you. You're going to end up struggling with it. But yeah, so that's all we got time for today. So my weekly question is, where do you want us to go next? And it's now becoming a 2-week question. But anyway, that bit aside, where do you want us to go for our next 4-week stint? We are now on week 3. Do you want us to stay here on Stappenbach, or would you like us to move to Welker Farms? Do you want us to go to Lone Oak Farm, Valley of the Old Farm, or Horsch Aggravation? So you've got 5 options there. Where do you want us to go for our next 4-week stint? It's your vote. It's your game. Head into the comment section down below. Let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right-hand corner. And in tomorrow's episode, we will just finish up this little bit of baling. We've got a little bit more to tidy up in the corners and so on. And then we can go and get the McHale wrapper, and we can get that one going and we can test it out. I'm quite looking forward to trying that one because that is a completely different sort of wrapper. I mean, it's still a square bale wrapper. It's just like the whole thing is completely different to anything that we've seen so far. So I'm quite looking forward to giving that one a test drive, and I think it's going to be quite interesting. So if you've enjoyed the episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.